Welcome back to the 19th episode of a nostalgia playthrough of Railroad Tycoon 2 Platinum Edition. Now in the previous episode, we finished off with the first classic campaign on hard difficulty, gold medals on all the scenarios. And now the turn has come to do the same in the 2nd century, so without further ado, let's select hard difficulty here and hear what the old man has to say.
Huh? Oh, hey there again. Welcome to my home away from home. This is just the place, though, to be if you want to get the feel for the 2nd century of railroads. From about 1930 on, you know. Great technological advances like the rise of electric and diesel, along with the events like World War II. Well, they forever changed the railroad industry. I mean, the 2nd century was shaped by an extraordinary breed of men. They must have really been something. I don't think men like them come along too often, you know? You really think you have what it takes to make it through the 2nd century of railroads? Just look at you with your shirt untucked, your glazed eyes, and that self-satisfied smirk. Okay. You go ahead. Climb on up into one of them and take her out. See where she takes you. I tell you, I better notify the search and rescue, 'cause you worry me, you little hoodlum. Okay, choose an option from below and have at it.
This is encouraging words. Alright then. So, north to Alaska. As usual, we have 3 options here. Steel revenue will force you to kind of dabble into steel to make profits of it, which you probably will, but to what extent...
Hello? You awake? Go ahead and select a map to get started.
To what extent is uncertain. Plus 200,000 company cash, that's just never a good option. And fuel cost minus 20%, well, that's gonna help no matter what you do. So I think we go with fuel cost minus 20%, just to be more free and ready to do whatever the heck we decide we want to do. So with that being said, let's head to the scenario.
Not a lot of information to work with. Yeah, but that's usually the way the government likes it during wartime. All we know is the U.S. and Canadian governments want a direct line from Seattle to Fairbanks. That's in Alaska, son. And by the way they're fidgeting in their seats, I'd say they need it done fast. Hey, better make some hot cocoa.
I got some cold cocoa if that helps, but anyway. As the railroad industry enters its 2nd century, America is in the midst of a Great Depression. Moreover, tensions with foreign powers, notably Japan, are on the rise. Looking to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, the US government has commissioned a great public work to create jobs and protect the remote territory of Alaska from the Japanese. You've been ordered to build a railroad from Seattle to Fairbanks. Bronze, connect Fairbanks to Seattle by the end of 1945. Silver, in addition to the connection, attain a company book value of 10 million by the end of 1945. Gold, do all of the above and move 12 loads of troops to Fairbanks by the end of 1945. So we got what, 14 years? Alright, well let's get to it. Oh, I guess not. Notes, the government has granted you some track and stations and some starting cash. However, due to the financial constraints brought on by the Depression, you'll have to fund much of the project yourself by operating profitably along the way. The government has granted you a 150k per year stipend. That's all it can do. Well, considering that we have gotten no stipend ever in any of the previous scenarios, I'll take it. You'll only be able to build track connected to your existing track. You can head north from Seattle, south from Fairbanks, or do both simultaneously. The Canadian government has graciously allowed you to build through Canada. Unfortunately, they are levying taxes and fees that add 25% to the cost of building track on Canadian soil. Try to stick to the US turf when possible. Good luck. Tip: to climb the steep grades outside of Vancouver, try a switchback that climbs gradually to the north and doubles back. Use the grid G key. They wait 19 scenarios to tell you about this key? Oh well, to help find decent paths. Also look into the steel mill in Portland. it can be a valuable industry. Well, it certainly can. And I'm just looking here. We've been blessed. Spokane has a weapons factory. Sometimes Spokane does, sometimes Spokane doesn't. And the thing is, we can supply this with steel, rubber, and aluminium to create weapons. And it just gives us a place to dump off these materials for a little bit of profit, basically. No, yeah, that's good. Actually, we do have a tool and die factory here, which we can dump off steel and aluminium into, or rather not exactly dump, but turn into goods and then return to the various cities down here. So I'm seeing a profitable route take shape going along here. Now, when it comes to connecting, we have Seattle here that we need to connect to Fairbanks, which should be over here. So quite a distance, and if you look at the direct route, it would be through a lot of mountain. Now, alternatively, what might be cheaper and more effective, just kind of depending on how you want to do it, could be to build through here, out into these open plains, and go around this way. Building tracks here and track maintenance in non-mountainous terrain is generally more economically viable. Well, I shouldn't say viable, but it's cheaper than building in the mountains. However, we got Fairbanks, and I just wanna... Well, let's see actually. What's our manager? Fuel cost steam 20% cheaper and fuel cost 5% cheaper. So actually we have a 45% reduction on fuel cost if we choose to use steam engines. And 15% higher engine maintenance. But the thing is, now the tricky part with this scenario is usually getting the equity value high enough. But if we look at the briefing, we need to move 12 loads of troops to Fairbanks by the end of 1945 to get the gold. Now you can set this up as just like a passive thing that you do, in the sense that Fairbanks wants these troops delivered to its barracks, right? But here's the thing, and this is kind of cheesy, but if it works, it works, right? You can connect a little bit of a track over here and get a small station right next to this barracks. So we call this Fairbanks Barracks. Now, this barracks will now be in the radius of both these stations. And what you can do then is transport troops from the Fairbanks Barracks to the Fairbanks Barracks, and this will allow you to count them towards your end goal. So this is just a cheesy, easy way to beat the gold requirement. And I would recommend going for this train for this. As, well, I mean, it's a little bit more expensive to run than a class 1045, but we only got 14 years in the game, right? So if, let's say this is 1,000 per year more or cheaper to run, and in 14 years you're not going to make up for the difference in purchase price. And really, I mean, it's barely going to move anything at all, so it's not going to go long distances. You can get away with the cheapest piece of trash train you can possibly get your hands on. And what we're going to do is just put mail, troops, and passenger on this train, and just have it go back and forth there, and not really worry about the gold requirement so much. This should be enough to complete that. And there you have it. Simple and easy. So now we can worry about the other things. And first of all, I would like to issue some bonds. We can issue bonds once right now, and we cannot issue stock because this is a government-owned company. Now you can see here in Seattle we have a couple of ports producing rubber, coal, aluminium, and iron. Now the thing is, you can anytime I played here, I've always had this port. That's always going to be there. In my experience, anyway. You might get one port here, you might also get one port here. Unfortunately, we only have 2 instead of 3, which is, well, obviously the best. That being said, this should be good enough, to be honest. So I think we just connect to Portland, and then build a track further up here to dump off steel and aluminium, and get the goods from there, and return that to Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver. Just to get a initial income base going. Now you could technically dump off the steel and aluminium here and turn it into weapons. The thing is, I'm not sure you can actually deliver weapons anywhere. We can see real quick if weapons can be turned in anywhere at all. Now there's not a weapon factory here and there. Usually there's just one in Spokane. I haven't actually seen there been 3 before. Then to be fair, maybe I haven't really even been looking to see if there has been, but I haven't noticed there being 3 before at least. But there's nowhere we can turn into weapons, so producing them are kind of wasteful. We're going to stick to steam engines instead of the electric ones, because certain routes can be better to have steam engines on, and I just don't want... I would like to try to stick to one type of train, so that we don't have different speed trains running around the track too much, because that creates some issues. But that being said, let's just get to it. We're gonna start connecting towards Portland. And how do we do this most effectively? Well, we'll find out. I kind of do want to avoid steep inclines. But this seems to be the way to go. Maybe. Like, I would like... I would like it to go up here, because we need to connect the bridge across there. And this is just no good. This is not really good either. Yeah, I would say this is not exactly optimal over here. And the thing is, we can't just start producing some tracks from over here. We need to connect to a line already existing, which can create a little bit of issues. As you can see here. When you want like a specific gradient change or something. I really don't want that 3.5 point over here. I want that to be lower. And I also want it to be lower than 2.8. I don't know, this might not be optimal at all. No, it isn't. Why is it 3.4 now? I laid it down, it was 2.8. What the hell is going on? Okay, we have tracks here now, so let's... Well, this ain't working out very well. Okay, we'll have to take it like that, I guess. It's not optimal, but it's probably gonna get the job done, so... Let's just kind of construct more track out there, so that's at a decent gradient for the future. But for now, we'll stick to this one station in Portland here. Connecting Kennewick right now, I'm not sure we necessarily want to do. Or maybe we do. How much that's gonna cost to do, actually? I mean, yeah, I guess we could do that. Okay, let's just do it. That's gonna make us, that's gonna allow us to set up some proper production cycles a little bit earlier. If I could avoid these damn gradients. But okay, we're just gonna have to deal with it, basically. And we might want to continue to Spokane as well, but we'll look into that in the future. For now, we're setting up some proper stuff, some proper goods production lines. Right, so I don't think there's any... No, there's no actual buildings in the stations right now. But that's okay. We're gonna set up some trains. We'll get the Mikados. They seem to work pretty well for this. We'll set up passenger between Portland and Vancouver. And I've done this scenario a few times in the past, so I know like this is just the one that I mean, there are other options, but this has pretty good grade handling. And isn't too bad. Like this has below average, above average. This has above average and good, so it's not likely to break down so much, and acceleration is good. And it's a bit expensive, but I think over time it kind of pays off. With the, yeah, well, we definitely want this, because our trains are going to be running a little bit in hilly terrain and such. So we've got a train going from Seattle to Portland as well. Let's carry a bunch of mail, some passenger. And then we'll kind of take it from there. Now, since we're all swinging by Portland, let's get a roundhouse in Portland. Sanding and water tower as well. We don't need sanding and water tower in Kennewick right now, as we're not really going to send any trains out there just yet. We need to get a little bit of profits from running these passenger trains there. So, that actually works out quite nicely, and another thing I kind of want to do is delete this electric track here. It might not matter, but it's more expensive to have maintenance on electric track than it is on just regular track. And if we're not going to be using the electric track anyway, then, well, why pay the maintenance for it, right? Either way, we start off with this, and this Fairbanks train, I mean, it's not going to make any profit. It's transporting these passengers here, like, barely anywhere at all for like 7,000. So you're gonna lose money on this train, but you're gonna also be making progress towards your end goal, if you want the gold medal. So that being said, let's head over here and have a look at these trains. Crisscross Nation are gonna be making decent profit. Board of Directors suspended a dividend. Well, I keep forgetting to do that, which I intend to do every time anyway. At least at the start of the game, so it doesn't really faze me that they have suspended that. Things we might want another train in Seattle to transport passengers. We got the Portland Flyer with some profits coming in, and in Portland we can load up on whatever, sir. Just to squeeze out some profits initially here now, and before we do too much else, I want to connect to Spokane. But the connection can be a bit gradienty. Unless you... well, this farm is kind of in the way for the way I would like to connect though. Okay, I guess we could go up here. Just try to make the gradient as soft as possible, if that makes sense. Oh, I should probably look into our managers that we have available. Other than this guy. Yeah, they're all pretty trash actually, so never mind that. We have the best manager currently available. This train hit off Vancouver. Already got a dining car. Okay, I guess I double clicked it by accident. And now we have enough money to expand all the way to Spokane. Which we will. And we'll get a large station here. This seems to encompass it all. So does it here actually. And notice we can get some coal out of it here. And I don't know if there was somewhere that needed or demanded coal. But if there is, then that could be good. Either way, let's get the sanding and water tower going here. And now we're gonna reroute our train. So this is going from Portland to Spokane, I would say. Alright, next. Yeah, so Portland, Spokane. And economy forecast growing prosperity, that's nice. So we got this train heading to Seattle now, and it can go from Seattle to Spokane. And can we in fact get some more bonds going? Not yet, unfortunately. We need to make a little bit more money first. We can get some trains going when this hits the station though. Seattle has a lot to offer, and we will take it all. Now we need a double track going, huh? We'll get to that fairly soon. Anyway, Seattle to Spokane, and then I think we got a train going from Spokane to Seattle as well. Passengers aren't necessarily going to be very profitable in this scenario, but with a little bit of micromanagement we should be doing pretty fine. Also, a sanding and water tower in this city here could be very useful. You received your annual stipend. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna get another train then, which we can just afford. With 3,000 to spare, and we're gonna run that from... so we had Seattle to Spokane. Portland, Spokane. Vancouver to Spokane. That's the one we're missing out on right now. I think. Spokane, Seattle. Seattle, Spokane. Portland, Spokane. Yeah, Vancouver to Spokane. That's the one. There we go. And this train's about to hit Portland. We're going to micromanage these top 4 trains, sir. And then we'll kind of take it from there. I'll probably put in one more passenger train covering Spokane to Seattle, though. The Portland Bullet. Load up in Portland on this. And head to Spokane. And now that we have... money just drain away really freaking quickly in this scenario. But let's get some sanding and water tower going here. And did we have that in Spokane? Yes, we did. Okay, we should probably get more roundhouses. But everything is basically going to be passing through Portland. So this is... it's good to have a roundhouse there. On this flat terrain here, I don't think we need it that much. But let's have it in Spokane as well. Just for good measure. So now we got 4 passenger trains running. I want to set up a 5th, and then I'm going to call it a day with the passenger transports. And then we're going to get into goods. So far so good, I would say. Now making profit can be tough on this scenario. I like to do it this way, but the track length isn't insanely long, so you can't cake on too many trains when you're doing this, because it will kind of like block your path and whatnot. We got this train here about to hit Seattle, and that's going to give us a good income boost. Boom times ahead, that's going to give us an even better income boost. Fantastic. Usually you get pretty screwed on the you don't get like blooming economy and all that so often here. I'm just going to hit Spokane and bring us back into the positives when it comes to money. And from Spokane it can carry, well, there's 5 mail here, we'll take all those, they're worth more than passenger. Well, until you meet demand, which we should have looked into, but it doesn't really matter. I think we're doing okay. In Seattle we pick up all this, and now we have some money. And I'm going to spend that money on destroying leftover or the electric track here, as I do not want it. Instead we'll be getting just regular track, double track even. So just build up to this bridge. Okay, seemingly we can't connect the bridge without upgrading it. Oh no, we can. Just single track, I guess. What? Why do we have to pay for the bridge again? I didn't delete the bridge. I'm looking right at the bridge. Can I get bonds then? Okay, we can get some bonds and fix this. There seems to be like an issue here. I don't know what to make of it, but okay. Now we have a new bridge here that won't slow trains down. Fantastic. And there we go. And so I also wanted to get a roundhouse to Spokane. Now that we have these bonds, I guess, don't take up too many bonds though. It can easily tank your economy on this map. Just gonna get one more Mikado going. And let's see. Spokane, Seattle, that's leaving Seattle now. Seattle to Spokane, that's almost in Spokane. Okay. How many passengers in Spokane? Well, I want one train just going between Seattle and Spokane, and let's say I set it up to... maybe we should have another train going Vancouver to Spokane as well. I'm not sure. It could be risky. I want to just run it like this and not micromanage it. It should be fine. Just want to micromanage the first 4 passenger trains because we can keep them all at the screen here simultaneously. Wait, do we have any new managers offered to us, by the way? No. Annual stipend. The vessels are neutral, it doesn't really matter that much. And as you can see, troop cars to Fairbanks, in 2 years we've now transported 2. Sometimes you can get more than one per year, but it should be enough with just like the one train up top there running back and forth like this. Company book value is 30% or 32% almost of where it needs to be. And the thing is, all you need to do is connect these to Seattle and Fairbanks. You don't need to actually run any trains on the line. So you can just do a single track whenever you have the money for it later in the game and just plop it down here and connect them, and then you've met your requirement. I want to have a quick look at the Vancouver train. It's going to Spokane right now. Okay, so we're going to get one more passenger train and we don't micromanage. Going from Vancouver to Spokane, then Portland to Spokane, just to pick up excess passengers the other trains can't really carry. We'll have 5 cars like this on each station. And there, we're done with our passenger stuff for now. In fact, entirely done with it forever, I think. And we're not going to start dabbling in like station revenue buildings or anything. We're just going to transport passengers back and forth. And so now we have how many trains on this? Oh, actually, yeah, we need to do something in Fairbanks as well. We have 6 passenger trains, and that should certainly be good enough. And they should be making decent profits. So here in Spokane we pick up maybe 5 passenger and head that, transport that down to Seattle. Let's get into Fairbanks here though, and get a sanding tower and a roundhouse maybe. We can just not afford that, but let's get the sanding tower at least. Because I noticed this train was no sand. And there's coming in with another troop for us. Ta-da! So it's a bit cheesy maybe, but if it works, it works, right? Not that much to pick up in Spokane. Vancouver! Do they need chemicals though? No. Okay, we're gonna see what kind of industry stuff we can set up where in a little while. First, let's just keep making a little bit of profits. The sooner we can pay back those bonds as well, the better. Worth mentioning. Game speed 4 might be a bit slow, I'm not sure. Now, we should be doing very good here. So there's chemicals produced here. We're not getting the grain, but we are getting the coal. Which could maybe be worth transporting, although probably not. Either way, so let's go to Fairbanks, just get a roundhouse for good measure over here so that train doesn't break down. Not that it really matters if it does. Either way, spending money on that will add to our equity anyway, or will be neutral for our equity. Now it's just an investment, a building that we have. Well, we're paying for the upkeep of it, but still. We got these guys with track building, 15% cheaper, stock price is 10% lower, track building. This guy could be good, honestly, but not just yet. For now, I'll stick with a fuel cost for steam being substantially lower. And now we just need to get more trains on the track that we already have set up. This is pretty much the extent of it. This is all we're gonna connect here and use to make profits. We can get goods to Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, and even Spokane, so that we don't saturate either of those with too much goods, keeping it in demand and prices high. So just wait for more money to come rolling in, basically. There's the annual stipend. No new managers for now. 3 troop cars transported in 3 years. I'm hoping this can pick up so we get like 2 in a couple of years, so we don't have to potentially, like as if the 1 year isn't one, but there should be 1 per year. That's what they produce, so it should be enough to just do it the way we've done it up there. Anyway, Spokane. Was there not a roundhouse there? There is. Oh well, breakdowns can happen. Unfortunately, but that's just part of the game. Now here in Spokane, we take all these passengers with us down to Seattle. And in Seattle, we load up on pretty much the exact same. Alright, and then we just wait for a little bit more. I want to get those bonds repaid, because we're paying, how much is it? Like 105,000 per year in that, so basically 2/3 of our stipend gone right there. Which, I mean, it isn't much, but might as well not pay it if we can not pay it. This is it's a good train, but it's irrelevant to us, so we're not gonna bother with it. And in Vancouver, I mean, there is a little bit of stuff, so let's take that. Bit in Portland as well. This other train going to, it's headed to Portland now. Nice, that means we'll be able to pick up some of the stuff in Portland when we get there, although mainly it's mail that is available, so maybe we should micromanage a bit. Although I really don't like micromanaging more than 4 trains. It just gets messy and chaotic, to be honest. Right, unloading in Spokane, and let's pick up what is there. Traffic that down to Portland. So economy is starting, it's a bit slow going now, right? Like, we're paying a lot for these trains, but if you look at the lifetime profits, they're at least making profits. Not so much train 5 and 6 and 7 so far, but give them a little bit of time and they'll get there. I hope. Otherwise it would kind of suck, but yeah. That's a stipend. Investors are very pleased. We got new managers available. 5 troop cars have made it now so far, so we're on good. We're on par for that, basically. The new managers, that's what I wanted to check. Let's see. Yeah, none of those are really worth it in my eyes, so let's screw that. Gonna make good money when this hits Seattle. Oh, not that good though. Blooming after the economic boom. That's gonna lessen the profits, but we're getting there. We are certainly getting there. We can repay these bonds before we put more trains on the track. You know what, screw that. Let's just get these trains on the track and then we can repay those bonds later. I don't want to wait too long with getting the industry going. So from Seattle to Portland to Kennewick, back to Seattle, we can set up 1 train going 3 coal, 3 iron, and converting that to steel in Portland, then to goods in Kennewick. And then we get yet another train doing pretty much the same, but instead of going back to Seattle, it'll go to Vancouver with it. Okay, we should be making money faster this way, so. You know what, in fact, let's just issue some more bonds instead of paying them back right now. So that we get a bigger, or a better income base we can work from. Alright, so from Seattle to Portland, Kennewick to Spokane, and then back to Seattle. I'm gonna have to see this. Vancouver. Now see, I'm messing up here. From Kennewick to Vancouver, and then from Vancouver back to Seattle. Right, Seattle, Portland, Kennewick, yep, that works. I'm gonna give them a little bit of time to load up and empty the station here, so we see that we actually do have full loads to go out. And we're gonna wait for full loads in the station if that's not available. Okay, now we're making some money here. Wait, this is when my micromanagement's prone to getting messed up. But okay, we were lucky, and that was what it can load up on here is exactly what it's already set to load up, so it's all good. Spokane unloading. There we go. Let's see, have they all left Seattle now? Yes. Now Seattle still has coal and iron. So, here's what we'll do. We got 1 more Mikado. We'll run it over to Portland. After Kennewick. Like so. Can we then even get another one? We should wait a little bit to get another one. Okay, so then we just repay like the worst bonds that we have with the highest interest. economy cooling, but we do have a lot of trains on the tracks right now. Actually, we should probably issue some more bonds. Simply for the reason that we can purchase this and make good profit of this industry chain. This tool and die factory as well, as soon as we have 200 more. I don't want to take up another bond, but let's go speed 4 and just kind of let things happen. Unloading in Spokane, where we can pick up 3 passenger. Could we... There's some coal requirements here. We could get coal down here. I'm not sure we necessarily want to do that though. And we got oil into diesel here. Now let's focus more on the steel related industries here for now. This specific train has broken down a lot so far. The US government had chosen your railway as the Northern Pacific supply line. All goods moved through your line will now earn plus 20%. Fantastic. Investors are annoyed. Well, let them be annoyed. We've done half this requirement at least, so that's good. Company book value is the same as last year. That's not good. But now we have more trains to increase that. There we go, and we can purchase this before it starts making money. And now we just kind of let the money come rolling in and then repay the bonds, I'd say. How much are we paying in interest? 175,000 in interest. It might... Sorry, I had to cough a little. Might actually not be worth it to repay that just yet. I see some other things, like maybe it would be better just invest in something with the money rather than repaying the bonds that can, you know, bring us more money. To a certain degree anyway. We don't want to take up more bonds now though. It's we've reached what should be our limit. Let's go game speed 5, new engine available. We're not going to dabble with it or that. Although it looked pretty nice, but oh well. About to hit Seattle. And let's pick up this. Soon we can get another Mikado, I hope. Unloading in Spokane, that's good. Let's get a full train going. And let's copy this train here now because there's more... Ah, damn it. Well, never mind. Like this, and over there, and back to Seattle. We can have one more doing that. From Portland, steel. From Kennewick, goods. And how much is in the station here now? Enough for another train carrying the same goods, basically. So from Kennewick to Vancouver, we can set up another one. And I don't want to have too many going up to Spokane just simply because of the uphill nature of that route. Oh well, who knows, maybe I do get another train going here. What's the goods demands? Yeah, we get another train going there for sure, but first, we need some more money. That's 82,000. It came in with all this from Seattle at a value of 82,000 in Spokane. That is nothing. Absolutely nothing. So passenger profits on this map can be a tough one. Either way, unloading in Vancouver to pick up this and go back to Spokane. There we go, we can afford another Mikado, which we send from Seattle to Portland to Kennewick to Spokane. Wait for full load. Go like this, like that, and then back home. This one also needs to wait for full load, and also this one. Yeah, I think we're good. We got 13 trains on this southern track here. Annual stipend, blah blah blah, new managers. Okay, we're up to 43% of the requirement. We have, what, 7-8 more years to complete it all. And get 5 more of these, so that's golden. It should absolutely be done in time, no problem whatsoever. And let's keep micromanaging our top trains, sir. So far, this is looking to be going quite good. And in fact, another thing I want to do, we're gonna run from Seattle to Spokane. Rubber. There's only 5 rubber available here. Oh, and then we can run aluminium trains as well, actually. So let's do that as soon as we can afford it. And we can afford it. Okay. So Seattle to Kennewick's. Let's say to Vancouver for this train. 5 aluminium, wait for full load, turn it into goods and return to Vancouver. Soon enough we can put yet another train on like that. Unloading in Portland. And in Portland we can fill up with all this, so that's good. We get more trains on the track. So from Seattle with aluminium to Kennewick's and just back basically with goods. Well, let's transport that up to Spokane, in fact. Just so that when it gets back to Seattle we're not running low on aluminium availability. We'll see, like, okay, we got what? Aluminium is drained here now. Most things are drained except for passengers. And let's buy one of these ports, because they're gonna be extremely good money makers. We'll see next year how much the ports and all the industries have made this year. So, for now, well, let's go game speed 5. And, doesn't seem like we have too many trains clogging up the lines. Okay, we're getting close to be able to... it's a better investment to get these, I think, than repaying the bonds, if I'm being honest. Although now we can probably repay quite a few bonds as well. Just gonna buy this first, they got lucrative income. And all the extra income from these. I mean, basically you buy them, right? And then that money is just put into equity value. Like, that's not going anywhere. You have the value of the industry counting toward your equity value. And then it makes money, so it just keeps adding to your equity value through that. So, get some investments going, maybe. Sensible ones, if you can. Invest your money wisely on this scenario, because if you don't, it could bite you in the ass. Okay, we can repay another bond. And now the money are just rolling in here. In fact, what I want to do, there's the annual stipend as well. No new managers. Revenues are up tremendously. We connected 8 of 12 of those. Company book value 61.5% of what it needs to be in another 6 years. But now we're gonna make money faster though, so it's just gonna get better and better. And I think we get a large hotel, a large restaurant, and a saloon up here. And why not telephone poles as well, right? I mean, this isn't wasted money. We're gonna be getting 25% passenger revenue from the hotel, 15% from the restaurant, 5% from the saloon. And telephone poles cut down station turnaround time by 50%. Plus, all this money is retained in our equity value. Except we have to pay for upkeep for it, but other than that, and even considering that, it's gonna definitely increase our passenger revenue by 45% for any train that goes up there. And then we can get the same in all these other cities that we have passenger traffic going to. Alright, let's see. Last year we made 142,000 from the steel mill. We made 28,000 from the tool and die factory. I feel like that can be better next year even, or in a couple of years for sure. 51,000 from the port. We're transporting everything here except the coal basically. And we could even transport the coal. Yeah, why aren't we actually? Let's do that. Anyway, we're in Spokane where there isn't too much load up on, except we can get more passenger. And yeah, okay, so Mikado from Seattle to Vancouver. Full coal train. Just wait for it to be fully loaded. In Seattle, that's where the coal is, isn't it? Oh no, it isn't coal. Hang on, was that not coal? Was that iron actually? No, it is coal. Oh, right. We're transporting that away to the iron works. Right, or the steel mill. Boy, I'm such an idiot sometimes. With that being said, There's no demand for chemicals anywhere, is there? No. We can transport coal from Spokane to Portland, I guess. It's a downhill trek, so we just wait for full load. There's 6 coal there now, so we might as well. Just cakes on more to our steel mill, and then it goes back up the hill fast, and it shouldn't really clog the track too much. Or for too long when it does clog it. Right, but I want more passenger infrastructure in various train stations though. In fact, I think we'll actually take up bonds to pay for that. I think that can just kind of negate the what we have to pay per year for the bonds. We just get these things going. And that should basically pay for itself. Until we can repay the bond. Like, it should pay for the interest for sure, at least. Maybe not for sure, actually, but I'm pretty sure it will, so... And if it won't, then it won't be too far off anyway. Getting a lot of bonds, though. It's, ooh... Should have done this sooner. It would have been better if we did it sooner, but we're doing it now. Now we might as well just get some, telephone pole here. And then, have a quick look and see if there's any more stuff we can be transporting. I wouldn't necessarily say so. How's our aluminium trains doing? Going back to pick up. No, that's rubber. How much aluminium is there here? I think we can get one more aluminium train on the track. And then we call it a day. Right, no more trains after that. From Seattle to Kennewick to Vancouver, I'd say. There we go. Now we just make profit off what we have on the tracks. And repay those bonds as soon as we can, really. Spokane doesn't have a lot of demand for mail, so... Ah well. We'll just do it this way anyway. Take everything. And repay the worst interest rate bonds, which is this one. Annual stipend, Great Patriot Railway stock split 2 for 1. Pleased with the chairman's performance. 2 new managers, we're almost 70% away. Got 9 out of 12 of these, we need 3 more and we have like 5 years to do that. Revenues are down, but they should be up again soon enough. If we look at the industry profit, for instance, that's going up and up and up. So 666 industry profit. Oh well. That's good or bad, depending on how you look at it. Let's say it's good. Alright, unloading in Portland. Holy crap, there is a lot of... let's not take too much mail. There's 2 mail in demand, so we'll take them. But basically passenger is gonna make us more money than mail at the moment, due to the new station infrastructure that we went for. Loading in Spokane. Not too much to pick up. Well, a decent bit, but mainly mail though. Which isn't our cash cow at this point in time. Time to repay another bond. Let's go with this one. So 2 million in outstanding bonds. Which should be okay. Might want to get more roundhouses around. Just for good measure. It doesn't really matter if we do or not. A little bit maintenance cost, but let's put one in the hill here. Because it's a bit of a struggle type stretch for the trains. Maybe we can get one in Seattle as well. Nope, we can't. I clicked in with 120 and now we had only negative 18k to spend. But yeah, I mean, we're really squeezing everything we can out of these ports, so. Which is super duper. Yeah, things are looking pretty good, I would say. And we can just repay the bonds, keep making money, and just before the end of the time limit we can just connect the 2 cities. Troop cars of Fairbanks, 10 out of 12. We're now 75% of where we need to be on the company equity value. Revenue is kind of stabilizing in a poor pattern. We might have clogged the track too much and have some trains that are kind of just hanging around waiting for goods at the moment. Steel shortage critical. Prices up 75%. Manufacturers scramble to fill orders. That's very nice, because we are transporting quite a bit of steel, so that's really going to help us out here on the final stretch. Alright, and as we hit Seattle, we reload the train here like this. Come on, give me some more money! New train available, holy heck, that's a long one. Big boy, yeah, we could say that again. We're not investing in that though. Or that. We're not. It's whatever, we run these trains and it's good. We don't need to mess around with other trains. Okay, we can repay another bond. Let's go for that one. No, we can't, because every time I seem to click into something with the intent to spend money, then we don't have the amount of money that I had when intending to spend it, so... Alright. Alrighty then. Unloading in Spokane, not much to pick up, but we'll get this. Oh, the goods cars have changed. So I guess we've hit some more modern era. Guess it changes on 1940 or 1940 or something. Now we can repay bonds. There we go. Less interest to pay off. Japan bombs naval base in Pearl Harbor. Surprise attack in Hawaiian Island increases prices for weapons, troops and ammo by 50%. Yeah, that's how it worked historically, I'm sure. Either way. Yeah, oh, we didn't check the managers, but okay, we're on 80% of where we need to be. We need one more troop train to go in on top there in Fairbanks. I mean, let's see. Company overhead, train safety, passenger revenue 10% higher. None of these are really going to be too good. Neither is this guy. Well, I mean, track, if we can't get a better guy for track building, I think we'll get that guy. How much more expensive are the trains going to be to run now, then? I mean, not substantially. Wait a minute. Where did this load up? This is in Spokane. Ah, whatever, I can't bother. I missed it, but it's fine. We can maybe pay back one more race. There we go. And now the money are rolling in. The monies. The money is rolling in. I don't know. Maybe I should take some English lessons. But I'd say we're doing pretty okay. All in all. Japanese take Kiska and Attu. While Japan was losing the Battle of Midway Island, they captured 2 US islands in the Aleutian Island chain off of Alaska. Why did I just suddenly... What the hell? I mean, maybe I should slow down the game speed a little bit, because I'm losing control of the micromanagement train, so... yeah, I mean, this is just a mess right now. Well, let's have a quick look and see if we've met our troop cars to Fairbanks. 12 out of 12 needed. That's fantastic. Then we can take this train and just retire it. Right, no need for that anymore. It has fulfilled its duty. Right, we're loading up in Spokane, but we can get more passenger out of this load up, so let's do that. Load up better, please. Thank you very much. I think we've retained control now. We're back in control. It was just like having that extra train on top kind of messed me up there for a second. Now we don't have it anymore, so it's all good. Get these bonds repaid. Then we'll check after this end of this year how we're doing with the industries and in general. Ooh, that's a lot of trains hitting the destination just before the end of the year though. You have 36 months left to connect to Fairbanks. You received your annual stipend of 150k. You're still pleased with me. Company book value 9.32, so 93% of where we need to be. This is done. We haven't connected Fairbanks, but that's okay. And we repay these bonds, sir. if we haven't done it by then, we'll just connect Fairbanks to 1944, really. It doesn't need to be any worse than that. Economy forecast, growing prosperity, fantastic. And here in Spokane, we load up on this and take it to Vancouver. Oh no, is this in Vancouver right now? Okay, we'll go back to Vancouver and load up on some stuff there because I messed up again. Game speed 4 is the sweet spot for me, honestly. A little bit more than that and it's just... I mess up with this micromanagement. Like, if I'm micromanaging, game speed 4 seems to be doing good for me. So here in Seattle, I mean, screw the mail, take the passengers. Now we have no bonds outstanding, so everything should be just straight up revenue in our pockets. I mean, 63,000 per year for each one of these. 216,000 from the steel mill. 50k per year-ish from the tool and die, that's fine. I mean, it could be better, but who honestly cares? We'll go full passenger, and there was another one that... Nope, it was not unloading. Full passenger whenever we can, as that is where the station revenues lie. I'm not so sure about the last train that we got, or this train, Spokane, coal. Wait for 5 instead of 6, I think. Is this worth investing in? Yeah, I mean it's gushing cash, but we don't have much time to make any more money from it though. So in Seattle we pick 4 passenger trains, cars I mean. Okay, as 1944 comes to an end, we will start connecting to Fairbanks. We could have probably done a little bit better here, industry-wise and profits-wise. But if we're doing okay, we're doing okay. Daniel Gooch and George Westinghouse. Oh, I thought it was Washington House. That was a weird name. But okay, yes, so... Company book value. We really need to push that a little bit if we can. Balance, so equity. Oh yeah, we just need to make more profits, really. Industry profits are down a bit. There could be various reasons for that. Either way, we just kind of speed through 1944. And once 1945 hits, we will connect Fairbanks. I really don't want to take up too many bonds to do that though. We need a little bit of a buffer on the equity, I think, before going for that connection. Yeah, if we just build up a substantial amount of money here this year, which it looks like we are doing, things will be good for us. I mean, when you lay down track, that's gonna add to the equity value, and waiting for the last year could be good because then you don't pay any maintenance for the tracks. It's just connected. Train 5 is crashed. Nah, screw it, we're not gonna replace it. It's just a passenger train. It's not gonna be the most profitable one for us right now. And the thing is though, why does that have to block a frickin' track? That's very unfortunate. That's gonna really tank our income this year. Boom times ahead, well... something went boom at least. I'm hoping those boom times can make up for that. I've got several trains in the station here just waiting for cargo. Right, okay, we'll retire these guys. Just paying for upkeep on them right now, to be honest. Retire these guys as well. There we go. Annual stipend. We have not made the equity value requirement. We have 1 more year to do that. Oof. Well, I only hope we can. Well, actually, so if we look... Damn it, I should have looked at my managers. Here's the thing. Track building cheaper, right? So then we pay 15% less, but then again there's extra price from Laying track in Canada. No, we're just gonna start laying track and connecting. So I don't know how that Canada extra price thing works, so it will affect us, but... I mean, if we pay 15% less per track that we lay... the thing is, it will still give full value to equity, so maybe we need to just convert... If we can't meet the equity value, maybe we just lay tracks. Take up bonds and lay tracks that go nowhere. Simply because that could actually add to the value of the things we have. Like, what's our equity right now, for instance? Let's see. Okay, well, we're there. 10.128. Let's issue a couple of bonds, sir. We're still 10.1. Bridge building's still gonna be expensive as well. Still, I mean, but that's okay. So I think it's gonna be a close call, and laying these tracks might actually get us where we need to go. It's just mountainous track laying is a son of a gun. Yes, I think that's my interpretation of how that will work anyway. Doesn't really matter, we're not gonna run trains on this or anything, so we can just lay an imperfect track, that's absolutely fine. What's the equity now? Well, I guess we need to unpause and see. And then we need some more bonds, and I hope that this does not screw me. Annual cash flow, we're paying out 100,000 per year for these bonds, which isn't too bad, but we're also going to be paying track maintenance. That trash in the end there, that crash in the end there could have really royally screwed us. I'm just hoping it didn't. Okay, we'll connect through here like that. Does not matter a whole lot. Issue some more bonds. 2 more. And just get going towards Fairbanks. This track lane being cheaper could really be the saving grace that will push us over where we need to be. Oh, I'm laying the track in the wrong direction. Well, we can't delete it. That's gonna be terrible. So we're just gonna have to go with this and hope track maintenance isn't too harsh by the end of the year here. And there we go. Okay, Fairbanks is connected. Our equity is not quite good. Let's put the game on speed 1 and see what happens. Don't drop below 10 million. Oh my god, it's so close call. Such a close call. Come on. I've connected the damn place. I've connected it. Have I not? Fairbanks connected to Seattle. True company book value is where it should be. We have these. Everything is done. Everything is done. Why am I not? 10.2 million. We're loading Spokane. I guess we just load up. Play it safe. Do I need it to pass over to February? I hope that's what I'm waiting for here. Your service to the Allies is noted. Your recent connection to Fairbanks will be a great asset to the Allies. They've awarded you the Good Citizen Medal and given you a check for 100... I'm sorry, what the hell is this number? 1 million or 100,000 or... What the heck? Give it to my company though. I don't need it. I need my company to have it. Did they give that to me personally? Probably. I don't want that. Come on, what the hell? I've connected, I've completed the mission. I've done it all. Why is it... Ah, oh, there we go. Alright, okay, that was a close one. Could have probably... The thing is, I think we just had too many trains that didn't pick up goods and just kind of stuck around in the station, and we paid for them just sitting there consuming engine fuel and fuel costs, or engine maintenance and fuel costs. So that's poor management on my part there, but it was just good enough to win the gold medal. in my experience there, the hard part of this is to do the equity, the silver medal requirement. If you can do the silver medal requirement, then you can easily cheese the gold medal as well, as you can see. So, well, I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, I would appreciate if you would maybe leave a like on the video and maybe even subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for some more Railroad Tycoon 2 content in the future and, well, even other games maybe. Have a look, see what I got out there and see if anything's for you, if you want to. Either way, thanks for watching and have a good one.